Hello, you little charmers and charmettes. How are you doing? Today I am talking about the world in turmoil. I think you might agree with me. The world in turmoil. And then I've got a little message from the Jesus energy. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. Well, the world is in a bit of turmoil, is it not? And just in general. And I'm referring also to, all of this information that's coming out, like everywhere, about the Epstein Files and all of that and all the people implicated. And of course, the people implicated, like 90% of them have been redacted. But anyway, it's still coming out. And even though they've been redacting, there are still lots and lots of things that are coming out that are just patently obvious that something awful was going on. And I'm hearing like people who were clearly waking up and saying, just a moment, our entire government all over the world are made up of PDF files. That's the way that everybody has to describe them now, PDF files. And people like said, what on earth is happening? Literally, what on earth is happening? Well, we know what's happening. And so I asked the emissaries about this turmoil that we seem to be in. It's like this bubbling that's going on. And they said, yes, indeed, this is where we are and this is where we're going to as well. They said everything is going to explode. And obviously not like in that kind of way, but like, boom. And they made me think of they put this sentence in my head. You know, the one that says, well, that escalated quickly. That's what they put in my head. And they said, that's what it's going to be like. We're going to be saying, bloody hell, that went from zero to hero in no time at all. Zero to shiro for the ladies here. And they said, no matter how much the baddies are going to try to muddy the waters, which they're always doing, they always want us in this state of confusion. They said there are certain things that are going to come out that cannot be spun or reframed or made to look like something else. I'll give you an example. When you see an email that says, I really enjoyed the torture video, that can't be misconstrued. A video that has a theme of torture, that's pretty much, how can you spin that? Well, actually what it was, you can just hear them now. Right, what can we do? I tell you what, what was happening was he made a video, he had a magnifying glass and there was an ant and he was burning the ant. I know it's not good. That's not good. We don't condone that. But that's what he was doing. He was torturing an ant. That would be what we would call spin. But I haven't even seen them bothering to try and spin it. It's like, yep, okay, we've been caught. And the emissaries say that that's going to become more and more the case. It's just going to be like patently obvious. And that's okay. That's exactly how it should be in this split. Because we're getting to a place in which it's very obvious to us. And to those on the other side, it's not. It's not. They're the ones who would believe, well, he was just talking about torturing an ant with a magnifying glass and sun. Bright sun. They'll be fine with that. They're happy with that. They're happy with Ghislaine Maxwell's new face. They were happy with Joe Biden's new face. They're happy. They're happy with Trump changing height all of the time. They're happy with all of that. They don't care. And we are standing there going, have you seen that? Well, look, whoa. So for us, it's going to escalate quickly, but not for them. Remember that we're on a different energetic timeline, and so we are going to see, and it's going to be beautiful. I'm enjoying it now, and I'm looking forward to more. And what's lovely to see is the amount of people now that are speaking out. People are getting brave now. They really are, and they're starting to speak out about the elites, about where they're all based. Where they're coming from, about Zionism and all of that. And I remember Mark Atwood talking about the protocols of Zion. It's an old document. And there's a girl that's from Armenia that does, I think it's something like signs and, I can't remember what the name is. And she uses AI and she's done a deep dive on the protocols of Zion and got AI to agree that, yes, it's basically a template for what they wanted to roll out. And so it's nice that everybody is starting to speak out about it. I just heard today, somebody, Dylan, a comedian, who also talks about these kind of things, and he named Erica Kirk as a handler, as Charlie Kirk's handler. And that's the first time that I'm hearing it. There's been inferences and suggestions, but now people are just starting to say, hang on a minute, she was planted there and she's a handler and whatever. And he was even saying, and she, let's just imagine that she was a handler, and that let's just imagine that she did unalive or participate in unaliving her husband. So it's like everything's being pulled out into the light. Everything's being exploded into the light. And they're fascinating times. Truly, really, really. And we don't have to say much at all. We don't really have to try and help it along. It doesn't need any help. It is catching a good tailwind. And that brings me to the message from the Jesus Energy. It's yonks since I talked to them. And so I said to them, can you give me kind of a commentary on where we are, on what we need to know? And they said, very, very standard stuff, but it was still nice to hear. They said, look, everything is as it should be. Everything is in place. And they said there is nothing that we need, or there's nothing that we are missing for the plan to go exactly as it should go. And they said everything is happening according to the plan. And they said your fears, if you have any fears, understand that they're unfounded. And the fears that you might have are just based on confusion and a lack of clarity, a lack of understanding. And they said the only understanding that we need, not to be fearful, is to know that everything is in order. Nothing is missing. And the finish, they just, what I noticed is the emissaries do this as well. When something is very important, when it's like the key, they repeat it like on a loop, and it's going round and round in my mind like on a loop. And I think, okay, I've got that message. Well, the Jesus Energy did exactly that. And they just kept saying, just be strong. Everything's okay. Just be strong. Everything's okay. And they just kept repeating that, just be strong. Just be strong. And I think that's the key right now for all of us. We don't need to help this along. We have to do our bit, whatever our bit is, and that's according to our purpose and whatever it is that you're drawn to. My bit is sharing these messages. I'm doing my bit. I know I'm doing my bit. The same as you're doing your bit in whatever it is that you're doing in your life. And all that we need to do is just be strong. We don't need to do anything spectacular outside of what we believe ourselves to have as a job. But whilst we're doing it, we need to be strong. Whilst we're doing it, we need to understand that everything's okay and everything's in place. And there's nothing missing. That's what they said. There's nothing missing from the plan. So, I've been told this many times. It's done. It's done. Everything's sorted. Don't worry about it. But they reinforced it as well. And so let's just go forward doing our stuff. Do the doing your thing, being strong as you do it, and have that inner confidence, that inner knowing, that internal smile, even if it doesn't reach your face sometimes, that internal smile of knowing that you're in the right place, you're with the right group, and everything is going to be super. They said that, the emissary said that 6 years ago, just before the madness started. They said that. And they say it to this day, and the Jesus Energy and everybody else. Everything's okay. And I think you know it as well, and I know it, even though sometimes we forget. Put in the comments if you feel that you have the strength to get through this, or if you feel that maybe you need a leg up sometimes. You need an extra boost of strength. I think we all do, don't we? But anyway, tell me how you're feeling right now. And that's all I have to say. I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.